Anna's unexpected rescue. Sam's secret mission unveiled. In a shocking turn of events on General Hospital, the quiet captivity that had gripped Anna Devane for weeks comes to an abrupt and dramatic end when an unexpected savior emerges from the shadows. Sam McCall, presumed dead for months, makes a stunning appearance at the secure location where Anna has been imprisoned, setting off a chain of revelations that will shake Port Charles to its core. The reunion between these two remarkable women becomes far more than a simple rescue. It opens the door to a web of secrets involving covert operations, international espionage, and the disturbing possibility that the notorious villain Caesar Faison may still be alive. The unexpected rescue. The facility where Anna has been held captive has become a prison of both physical walls and psychological uncertainty. Day after day, she has remained confined, watched closely by her mysterious captors who refuse to reveal their true intentions or identities. The isolation and endless questions about her fate have worn on her, but Anna has remained resilient, a lifetime of WASP training and dangerous missions having prepared her for such ordeals. Yet nothing could have prepared her for the moment when the door to her cell suddenly opens and a familiar face appears, one she never expected to see again. Sam McCall stands in the doorway, dressed in tactical gear, her demeanor transformed into that of a trained operative. Anna's eyes widen in disbelief, her first instinct questioning whether this is real or another psychological manipulation by her captors. The man who had been guarding her lies unconscious on the floor, rendered unable to intervene by Sam's swift and decisive action. As Sam moves forward and carefully assesses Anna's condition, Anna struggles to process what is happening. Sam. Anna's voice carries a mixture of relief and confusion. How are you? I thought you were dead. Sam finishes quietly, offering her a steadying hand. That's what everyone was supposed to think. Come on, we need to move. I don't know how long we have before they realize you're gone. Anna accepts Sam's help, her body weak from confinement, but her mind racing with questions. As they navigate through the corridors of the facility, moving with practiced precision to avoid detection, the reality of the situation begins to dawn on Anna. This is no coincidental rescue. This is a mission, executed with professional efficiency. They slip past additional guards using a path that suggests detailed prior knowledge of the facility's layout. Once they reach a secure location, far removed from the immediate danger, Anna demands answers. The truth about Sam's survival. Sitting in a safe house far from Port Charles, Sam begins her extraordinary explanation. Anna listens intently as Sam recounts a story that seems almost impossible, yet carries the unmistakable ring of truth. According to Sam, the death everyone witnessed was orchestrated, a carefully planned operation designed to extract her from public life and place her into the service of the WSB. Cyrus didn't actually poison me with a lethal dose, Sam explains, her expression grave. The WSB has people everywhere. Anna, they were monitoring the situation. When they saw an opportunity to get me out without anyone tracking me, they took it. They made it look real. They made everyone, including my family, believe I was gone. It was the only way they could move me into deep cover operations without putting my loved ones at greater risk. Anna absorbs this information carefully, her years of experience allowing her to recognize the plausibility of such an operation. The WSB had indeed employed similar tactics in the past, though the implications for Sam's loved ones are staggering. The medication, the appearance of death, even my funeral, all of it was part of the plan. Sam continues. Once I was officially dead and buried, I could be activated for operations they couldn't possibly assign to me while I was living a normal life in Port Charles. No one could suspect a dead woman of being involved in covert activities. Sam goes on to explain that since her death, she has been trained extensively for undercover operations. Her assignment has taken her across international borders into dangerous territories where the WASB needed someone with her particular skills and knowledge. She has posed as various identities, infiltrated organizations of interest to U.S. intelligence, and gathered critical information that has protected national security interests. I've been gone, Sam says solemnly, living as different people, in different countries. Some of the operations I've been part of. I can't fully disclose them yet, but I've been serving my country in ways I never imagined. The WSB saw potential in me, my skills, my background, and they determined I could be useful. The mission to save Anna. As for why Sam has surfaced now, the answer centers on Anna herself. The WASB intercepted intelligence indicating that Anna had been taken by forces operating under a mysterious figure known only by the initial C. Anna's capture became a matter of significant concern to intelligence agencies, and the WASB made the decision to deploy Sam on a critical retrieval mission. Your abduction triggered alarms at the highest levels, Sam explains to Anna. The WOSB learned that whoever took you is connected to something much larger, an operation that threatened multiple intelligence agencies and countries. They needed someone who could get close to you, someone inside the operation, someone who was supposed to be dead and therefore completely off everyone's radar. Anna leans forward, her mind working through the implications. So you infiltrated the organization that took me? Exactly. It took weeks of careful maneuvering, building relationships, gaining trust. But I got inside. I learned the layout of the facility, the security protocols, the routine. And I did it all while they had no idea I was anything other than what I pretended to be. The revelation about Faison. What Anna needs to understand, however, is even more disturbing than her own captivity. As Sam was embedded in the organization and gathering intelligence, she heard conversations between guards, encrypted communications monitored by WASB tech specialists, documents mentioning a figure from the past. All evidence pointed to the same impossible conclusion. Anna, the person running this operation, the one they call C. Sam pauses, choosing her words carefully. I believe it's Caesar Faison. The name hangs in the air between them like a physical force. Anna's face goes pale. She has suspected this possibility, feared it even, but hearing it confirmed is something else entirely. Faison, the man who has tormented her across decades, the man who has orchestrated kidnappings and murders and psychological warfare, the man she believed dead, killed by his own son years ago. That's impossible, Anna says, though her voice lacks conviction. Peter killed him. We all saw. We saw what we were meant to see. Sam interrupts gently. Faison had faked his death before, multiple times. He had resources, connections, and the kind of obsessive personality that wouldn't simply accept death as a conclusion. Anna, I've seen evidence communications, documentation, methodologies that all point to Faison not only being alive, but actively running an extensive operation. Sam provides specific details gathered during her undercover work. The organization uses tactics and psychological manipulation methods consistent with Faison's known patterns. The architecture of the operation, the way it's structured with layers of compartmentalization and the careful control of information, all bears his signature. Most tellingly, messages intercepted by the WASB contain references to C's obsession with specific individuals from his past references that unmistakably indicate Faison's well-documented preoccupations. The WASB believes he's been operating from the shadows for years. Sam continues, building something new, recruiting operatives, conducting experimental programs, including the one that may have been aimed at capturing and holding you. And Anna, that's not even the most disturbing part. There are indications that other people we thought were dead might also be alive and working with him. Nathan West, Brit, Anna interrupts, shocked. But she was supposedly dead, yes. Yet there's surveillance suggesting she's alive and possibly an unwilling participant in Faison's current operations. The pattern is becoming clear. Faison doesn't just want to harm you, Anna. He wants to resurrect his empire, and he's using people connected to his children to do it. The implications and questions. As night falls on their safe house location, Anna grapples with the magnitude of what she's learned. Sam's rescue, while physically freeing her from confinement, has trapped her in a new kind of prison. The reality that the man she thought was finally dead, permanently removed from the equation, is very much alive and active. Worse, He has connections and resources she may not fully understand. Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? Anna asks, referring to the WOSB's knowledge. Why let me suffer not knowing what was happening to me? For your protection, Sam replies firmly. The less you knew, the safer you were. If they had questioned you, and they would have anything you knew could have been extracted. This way, you could honestly say you didn't know anything about Sam McCall working for the WSB, that you didn't understand who was holding you or why. It kept you alive. The logic is cold, but undeniable. Anna understands the calculus of intelligence operations, the brutal mathematics of survival. Still, the reality that she has been deliberately left in darkness, deliberately kept ignorant, sits uncomfortably with her despite its necessity. What happens now? Anna asks. Do I go home? Do I pretend this never happened? Sam shakes her head. You go back to Port Charles. You resume your life. But you need to be aware that Faison is out there, and for some reason, you're important to whatever he's planning. The WSB will provide protection, though it will be subtle. We can't let anyone know that you know the truth about the organization or about Faison being alive. Right now, our greatest advantage is that his operation doesn't know we know about him. The moment we tip our hand, everything becomes more dangerous. Anna nods slowly, her legendary composure gradually reasserting itself. She is a professional. She understands what must be done. Yet in her mind, a new reality is taking shape, one where the past is not truly past, where the dead can walk again, and where the enemies of her life continue to weave their plots in darkness. As Sam prepares to disappear again, back into her undercover role, back into the life of operational secrecy that is now her existence, she turns to Anna one final time. Don't trust anyone in Port Charles with what you know. Sam says, not yet. The WSB will make contact when the time is right. Until then, live your life, but be aware. Faison is still out there, and next time, the WSB might not be able to reach you in time. The words are delivered not as a threat, but as a sobering reality check. Anna watches as Sam leaves the safe house, disappearing into the night with the same efficiency with which she appeared, alone once more, but this time acutely aware of the layers of conspiracy and danger that surround her. Anna begins her return to Port Charles. Her physical captivity has ended, but in many ways, her real struggle has only just begun. The mysterious sea is Caesar Faison, and he is very much alive. Port Charles has no idea what is coming. Next, we will learn about the explosive Christmas Eve developments happening in Port Charles that will leave fans absolutely speechless. The holiday season in this fictional town never follows the traditional script of peaceful celebrations and quiet family gatherings. And this December 24th episode promises to deliver all the drama, tension, and emotional moments that General Hospital viewers have come to expect and crave. Carly's Dangerous Christmas Gambit. The upcoming Christmas Eve episode reveals that Carly Corinthos Spencer simply cannot resist the urge to insert herself into yet another high-stakes situation that could potentially backfire spectacularly. True to her character's established pattern of behavior, Carly has decided that the most sacred night of the Christmas season is the perfect time to execute what insiders are describing as an exceptionally risky maneuver. This move, whatever it entails, carries with it the potential for significant consequences that could ripple throughout Port Charles well into the new year. Carly has built an entire reputation over her decades in Port Charles on making impulsive decisions that often put her directly in harm's way. The woman seems to possess an almost magnetic attraction to danger, and Christmas Eve 2024 will be no different from any other day in her tumultuous life. Whether her latest scheme involves protecting someone she loves, confronting an enemy, or attempting to manipulate a situation to her advantage, one thing remains absolutely certain. Subtlety and restraint are not words anyone would ever associate with Carly's approach to problem solving. What makes this particular Christmas Eve maneuver especially fascinating is the sheer audacity of its timing. While families throughout Port Charles are gathering around Christmas trees, exchanging gifts, singing carols, and enjoying the warmth of holiday traditions. Carly has apparently decided that this is the optimal moment to throw caution to the wind and pursue whatever dangerous objective she has set her sights on. The juxtaposition of holiday cheer and Carly's typical brand of chaos creates a compelling narrative tension that promises to keep viewers glued to their screens. Sources close to the production suggest that Carly's actions on Christmas Eve may be connected to ongoing storylines involving either Jason Morgan or Sonny Corinthos, the two men who have been the most significant forces in her life for years. The possibility exists that Carly has uncovered information that she believes requires immediate action, regardless of the holiday calendar. Her protective instincts, particularly when it comes to her children and loved ones, have historically driven her to make choices that others might consider reckless, but that she views as absolutely necessary. The beauty of Carly's character lies in her unpredictability combined with her unwavering determination. When she sets her mind to something, obstacles become irrelevant and consequences become secondary concerns. This Christmas Eve move could involve anything from confronting a dangerous adversary to making a personal sacrifice that she believes will benefit her family. Whatever the specifics, fans can rest assured that Carly's actions will generate significant fallout that will continue to reverberate through multiple storylines in the weeks and months ahead. Sonny's wisdom for his detective son. In a touching counterpoint to Carly's chaos, Sonny Corinthos will take time on Christmas Eve to sit down with his son Dante Falconeri for what promises to be a deeply meaningful heart-to-heart conversation. The relationship between these two men has evolved tremendously over the years, transforming from initial distrust and conflict into a genuine father-son bond built on mutual respect, understanding, and love. These moments between Sonny and Dante always carry extra emotional weight because of the complicated history they share and the obstacles they had to overcome to reach this point. Sonny's journey to fatherhood with Dante was anything but conventional. Learning that he had a son who had been raised by someone else, a son who then became a police detective investigating the very criminal organization Sonny ran, created layers of conflict that seemed insurmountable at times. Yet through patience, honesty, and genuine effort from both men, they managed to build something real and lasting. Now, when Dante faces challenges or difficult decisions, having Sonny available to offer guidance based on decades of experience navigating Port Charles's treacherous landscape represents an invaluable resource. The advice Sonny plans to share with Dante on Christmas Eve likely stems from his own hard-won wisdom accumulated through years of making difficult choices, experiencing devastating losses, and learning from countless mistakes. Sonny has survived mob wars, betrayals, family tragedies, mental health struggles, and law enforcement investigations. This breadth of experience gives him a unique perspective that can help Dante process whatever situation he currently finds himself grappling with, whether it involves his work as a detective, his personal relationships, or the eternal challenge of balancing his two worlds. Dante occupies an extraordinarily difficult position in Port Charles society. As a decorated police detective committed to upholding the law, he represents everything his father's criminal empire technically opposes. Yet as Sonny's son who loves and respects his father, Dante must constantly navigate the tension between his professional obligations and his family loyalty. Very few people could understand the complexities of this dual existence. But Sonny gets it completely because he has watched Dante struggle with these contradictions since the truth of their relationship came to light. This Christmas Eve conversation between father and son will undoubtedly resonate deeply with viewers who have followed their relationship evolution over the years. The holiday setting adds an extra layer of poignancy to their interaction, emphasizing themes of family, forgiveness, and the bonds that connect us despite our differences. Whatever wisdom Sonny imparts to Dante during this conversation will likely prove significant not just for their immediate storylines, but for Danny's character development moving forward. Into the new year, Trina's quest for reconciliation. Trina Robinson enters Christmas Eve with a heavy heart and a determined spirit. hoping desperately that she can repair whatever damage has been done to a relationship that clearly matters enormously to her. Following a conversation with Emma earlier in the week that apparently revealed something troubling or created some kind of rift, Trina now finds herself in the position of wanting to make amends before the holiday passes. Her character has always been defined by her strong moral compass, her loyalty to those she cares about, and her unwillingness to let problems fester when she believes she can address them directly. The maturity Trina has demonstrated throughout her relatively short time on General Hospital has been remarkable to witness. From the trauma she endured during the cabin incident to the public humiliation of the sex tape scandal, from navigating complicated romantic feelings to pursuing her academic and professional dreams, Trina has consistently shown resilience, intelligence, and grace under pressure. This Christmas Eve situation represents yet another opportunity for her to demonstrate the emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills that have made her such a beloved character among fans. Whatever transpired between Trina and Emma has clearly left Trina feeling unsettled and eager to set things right. The nature of their conflict remains somewhat mysterious, but the fact that Trina is taking the initiative to address it speaks volumes about her character. She could easily let the issue slide, assuming that time will heal whatever wounds exist. But instead she chooses to confront the problem head-on because she values the relationship too much to let it deteriorate without making every effort to salvage it. Christmas Eve provides the perfect backdrop for reconciliation and forgiveness. The holiday traditionally emphasizes themes of peace, goodwill, and coming together despite our differences. If Trina can successfully navigate this difficult conversation and repair her connection with Emma, it would represent not just a personal victory, but also a beautiful embodiment of what the Christmas spirit is supposed to mean. The possibility exists, of course, that her efforts may not achieve the desired result, which would create an emotionally complex holiday experience for her character. Viewers who have watched Trina grow from a teenager dealing with unimaginable trauma into a confident young woman pursuing her passions and building meaningful relationships will be rooting for her to succeed in this reconciliation attempt. Her journey has been marked by both triumphs and setbacks, and seeing her approach this interpersonal challenge with maturity and determination reinforces why she has become such a central and cherished part of the General Hospital canvas. Nina and Obrecht's gratitude moment. Amidst all the drama, scheming, and conflict that typically defines life in Port Charles, Nina Reeves and her beloved Aunt Liesel Obrecht will pause on Christmas Eve to engage in a profoundly meaningful exercise, counting their blessings and expressing gratitude for what they have despite the numerous challenges they have faced. This moment of reflection between these two strong, complicated women promises to deliver the kind of genuine emotional resonance that balances out the show's more dramatic and suspenseful storylines. The relationship between Nina and Obrecht represents one of General Hospital's most underappreciated treasures. These two women have supported each other through an astonishing array of tragedies, betrayals, health crises, romantic disasters, and life-threatening situations. Obrecht has been Nina's rock through the heartbreak of losing years of her life to a coma, the devastation of believing her daughter was dead, the complications of her relationships with Sonny and Valentine, and countless other trials. Nina, in turn, has stood by Obrecht through her own battles, offering unwavering love and support even when her aunt's actions have been questionable at best. Their history together includes some of the darkest moments imaginable, from the loss of Nathan Reeves, Obrecht's son and Nina's first true love, to near-death experiences that reminded them both of life's fragility. They have mourned together, celebrated together, and fought for each other with a ferocity that comes only from genuine love and deep familial bonds. Taking time on Christmas Eve to acknowledge how far they have come and express gratitude for still having each other in their lives represents a beautiful character moment for both women. This scene will likely showcase the softer, more vulnerable sides of both Nina and Obrecht, allowing them to step away from their usual roles as schemers, survivors, and fighters to simply be two women who love each other and appreciate the gift of family. The writers have an opportunity here to create a genuinely touching moment that reminds viewers why they became invested in these characters in the first place. In a show filled with elaborate plots and dramatic confrontations, sometimes the most powerful scenes are the quiet ones that focus on authentic human connection. For viewers who have followed Nina and Obrecht's journeys over the years, seeing them share this moment of peace and gratitude on Christmas Eve will serve as a reminder that despite all the chaos and darkness that often surrounds them, they still have each other, and that is something truly worth celebrating during the holiday season and beyond. Would you like me to adjust the tone to be more dramatic or add more specific plot speculation?